Hey, what's up everybody? So if you didn't know, I got a new truck, blue Chevrolet Silverado 1500, and I put on a tonneau cover yesterday, and I just did a quick little 50-second reel on that. Sorry, the light sucks. And but today I'm gonna put on some E-steps, and I looked at amp, and they're nice, they're expensive, they're like 1800. And then I found some rough country that were 1300, and they gave me a discount, so I got them a little over $1,000. So I got it all laid out. You got your 4 supports, planetary gear actuators, hardware, nuts, bolts, zip ties, control module, door contacts, manual on-off switch, 4 LED lights, wiring harness, and here's the actual steps. So one of the big difference with the amp product and the rough country is the amp plugs into your OBD2 port. And for guys who run a programmer or a pedal commander, you have to either buy a Y cable to run 2 products, or unplug one, plug in another. And that was like the biggest complaint on the review pages for the amp products. They plug into the computer port. They don't use door contacts. So on the road country product, you know, they have their brain is right here, and they use magnetic door switches. It's a little bit additional wiring, but I think for me in the long run, I'm going to like that better. So we'll see. So follow along. I'm going to try to detail as much as I can, because there's a lot of videos online that showed installs where they were on Dodges or Toyotas. I did find one on a Chevrolet, but it wasn't very detailed. So I'm gonna try to do detail, not make it a long video, but show how I did it, wiring, hooking stuff up, yada yada yada. So stay tuned, hit the like and subscribe if you haven't already, and thanks for following along. Okay, so on the brackets, they're labeled, right rear, front left, rear left. Everything's built in. I mean, they're heavy duty. So the brackets actually weigh a little over 7 pounds. So they're pretty beefy brackets. So like I said, I have a 2018 Chevrolet, and the directions say mount your actuators as far forward and as far as rear. So this one's in here hand tight, and I'll show you on the Chevrolet. Hang on. You have a threaded bolt, or a threaded nut there, and the directions read use a nut washer. But this truck, you order your steps specific to your truck, and it came with bolts, no lock washers, no nuts. And I got these I don't know, I don't know if they're spacers or what they are, but there's nowhere in the direction talks about these. So here on the rear, there's no threaded hole. Let me get my light. God. You just have a circle hole. So you'll pull this plug. All you have is just a hole punch in the middle. So you pull this plug, you'll insert this locking spring, and that's what you'll run your bolt through. And it could be what these are for, to take up the, that's what these could be for, to take up the gap. We're gonna find out. and then you have a hole on the bottom. You run your bolt through and it goes into your actuator. GoPro, stop recording. So that's what you look like. You take that plug out, you put that piece in. I mean, there's one here, there's several. There's one down here. So this, when you have it hung, you have a bolt right here, and you have a bolt up here. Like I said, this is the 2018 Chevy. The directions are maybe written for Dodge, I don't know. Alright, so I got my actuators or brackets installed on both sides. So now I got my wire loom laid out. And they have a fuse on the negative and positive. So I took them both out just for wiring sake. Then I'm just test fitting it, looking at it. You put the brain on the passenger side. This plugs into the brain. This wire you'll route to the driver's side. This is your passenger side, or they call it right and left, whatever. And then over here you have your trigger set. This white wire will go to the driver's side. This brown wire goes to the passenger. And those are for the lights. Here's your brain. And here's your trigger. So you got two sets of triggers, and they go on the front side of the rear door and on the back side, or the lock side of the front door. So the lock side of the front door, hinge side of the back door. 4 lights, manual on off. So I'm gonna start pulling wire, get it set up. I want it to look good. I want it to look factory. I don't want no hanging down crap. I want it to look good. So we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, so I was incorrect in what I told you. If you look at the connector on the lights,
incoming call.
They actually plug in this little wire right here. So this goes to your step actuator, this goes to your lights. This black wire, if you so choose, is a manual on-off switch. So to make it easier, it's just pull the power wires up through the bottom. And of course, Chris, come here. Find the green thing and pull it out of the truck. Out of the truck. Keep going all the way out.
It's stuck.
I know. Hang on. Keep going.
It's caught on the red. Yep.
Get on the step stool and use your hands. Get on the step stool and use your hands. Got it?
Yes.
Don't rip the wires. Got it?
Yep. Keep going?
That's good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so on this Chevrolet, God, the light is terrible. You got your battery, you got a distribution box. It's always hot. So I put my power on one of these jacks, and put my negative over there. It ain't gonna hurt nothing because there's no fuses. So don't freak out. I know what I'm doing. Okay, so we're back under the truck. We got our battery connected. I showed you that a second ago. So what I've done is I've run my wire through the frame. There's heat shield right here. This is about the best routing I could do. Got it tucked way up under here. This new shiny wire loom. Sorry about the angles. Hang on. There we go. I got a white dog trying to get with me. Anyway, so I got the wire loom right there. And one thing you ought to put on there is dielectric grease. Some people call it bulb grease. It just helps fight corrosion. These are waterproof connectors. They are waterproof connectors in a clip, just like your standard automotive. But just a touch of dielectric grease will help. And I'm gonna do the same for the lights as well. So you can see I have zip tied, made connections. Hopefully you can see that. I'm hoping when I go back and look at everything you can see it. But you get the general idea. There's my cord coming across, and like I said, it's got a heat shield on it, so we'll be good. And I'm gonna tie it up, and this actuator is connected. I just want to show you my dog Aspen. Now she gets up. She always wants to be beside her daddy. She wants to help. Aspen. There's my crazy dog up under the truck helping me out. She likes to be with daddy, don't you, girl? Yeah, yeah. Alright, so an update. I took one of the push-in clips. See this triangle right here? And this hole, put it up top, ran my bolt in, there's my brain, made all my connections, and I'm just zip tying, and then I'm routing the rest of my wire loom down to lower actuator, and then we'll tie it all up. All right, so quick update. I got all my wires routed underneath the truck, tied up, looking good. Got the lights put in. So now for the inside. Pull your trim. There's this plastic cap. I drilled a hole in it with a step-up bit. Run my wires through all the way to the wire loom. Filled it full of caulk. Now, you have to get access to this. This is your B pillar to run your magnetics. To take this apart, because you got airbags, you got to unhook the battery, unhook the airbags. It's a pain in the ass. So I'm going to try to figure out a way to fish the wires through so I don't have to take all that crap apart. If I get it to work, I'll try my best to show it on the other side. So if I'm able to fish the wires through the B-pillar molding, I'll try my best to film it on the other side. Okay, so all I did was I pulled back my molding. I was able to pry this back, and I have my, my green flexi fiberglass fish tape. Aspen, move, move. Sorry. This side you can pull back more. I did the same thing. I popped the molding. So now I can get my wire through. Now you got to decide, you want to grind some metal or you want to cut your gasket, because that metal will cut this little wire over time. Sorry. You need to decide if you want to grind some metal down or cut the molding. And I think I'm going to cut a slot in that molding for this little bitty wire so I don't cut it. So that's how I did it. So you saw how I ran my wire behind the molding. Just loosened this bolt, ran the spike connector in there, and I just took 10 snips and just cut a groove on the stiff side of the molding that actually has metal in it, and just cut it out. And that's how you hide your wires. Okay, so for your white trigger wire and your black wires that go to your manual on off switch, pull the carpet back, loosen this up. You actually can see the wires right there. And I ran my flex snake from the driver's side over, and I'm just going to pull them through until I have enough wire. But we'll just roll the camera while I walk across. And and I ran it up. There's your wires right there. And then I'll just take my white wire and tuck it under the carpet to this channel to my magnet. And I'm probably just gonna mount my switch right here. And actually I might mount it right inside here. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so hang on. Sorry about that. So I got all my contacts in, and weather strip and cut wires. Here's what they look like in the front. Here's what they look like in the door, in the back door. And I just learned a little secret on the driver's side. And it's strong. So peel off the sticky, and I stuck the magnet to the contact, just like that right there. Shut the door. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Then I just mash it 15-20 seconds. She's stuck. So now we're gonna try that with the front here, and if it works, when I shut the, technically I should be able to put the magnet on and the lift go up, and she did. It works. Door shuts, lift goes up. Both sides are up. Both sides are down. Look at that. So that's pretty dang neat. That's one way to test it. I still got to mount the boards, but I know the light works. Wherever the light is, the light does work. So I probably have to come back and tuck that up a little better. But this has been a job. I mean, it's 2 o'clock and I've been out here since 8:30. I'm by myself doing this, but I'm happy with it, man. Very happy with it. So let me button up, put my trim pieces in, and we'll do a closeout. All right, so I got this side on. Get them lined up by yourselves a little rough, but I got her. Let's check them out. Got my helper here. Looks good. My wife is definitely gonna like that. And they recommend after, I don't know, months used, to go back and tighten all the bolts. Move, girl. Move, girl. She wants to get in the truck so bad she can't stand it. But that's how they look. All right, so I got driver's side to do. And one thing I wanted to say, these are 5mm heads. Do not use the 3/16 because that's like 4.3mm. Get a 5mm Allen head. And they also came with blue Loctite, which I think that's a dang good gesture as well. So, but all in all, I'm about to have them all done here in about 5 minutes. It was a little over 4 hours probably total. They recommend if you're not a professional mechanic to take it to a professional installer, but I do a lot myself. I mean, I do a lot electrical on the boat. I got an electrical background. I'm somewhat mechanically inclined. It wasn't hard to do. I made a pretty in-depth video. I feel it's in-depth just because I didn't find any for my year truck. So I hope this helps. If you got any comments, shoot me a comment. I'll try to reply as fast as I can as soon as I see it. Hit like and subscribe. Appreciate it. You know, check out some of my other videos. I got some DIY, a couple tutorials, a couple little fishing vids. I've been trying to do more this year. I wound up doing a lot of shorts on Facebook and TikTok. So, you know, check those out. I think there's a link in my bio on YouTube. But thanks for watching. Keep her straight, out of the ditches, tight lines. We'll see you later. Big Mike out.